4. Participation in exercise. One theory about participation is the trans-theoretical model. Pre-contemplation is before you have thought about exercise, so let's make a random client to explain this. They are 17 and female and they are currently studying for their A-levels, but they are planning to take a gap year. They realise that they might want to work on getting healthy in their gap year, as they have not been free to exercise while studying. This stage is contemplation, as they are thinking about taking part, but haven't committed to anything. The preparation stage is usually entered around 30 days prior to exercise commencing. This is when the student would be pretty certain. So the student in my example may have decided twice a week they're going on a bike ride. They go on a bike ride Wednesday and Saturday. This is action. They are participating in exercise. Now the stage is split at the bottom here, as you can either maintain it, therefore the student continues to do their bike ride, maybe even increase the distance they travel with time and confidence, or they can terminate the exercise. This could be because they don't like cycling, or maybe they fall ill or become pregnant and are no longer able to participate. The next model is the health belief model. The health belief model is the second model I will explain regarding why people do and do not exercise. So the first section is susceptibility. People exercise to prevent health risks. However, some people don't exercise because they don't think they are susceptible. An obvious phrase, probably heard before, is "I don't put on weight." This is a common reason people don't exercise, as they believe they aren't susceptible to the risks that come with not exercising. The next section is severity. How severe consequences of not doing exercises are, and how severe the consequences of doing exercises are, e.g. injuries. Then there is perceived benefits. These are for the perceived benefits of doing exercise, such as a better working immune system, and social benefits, such as making friends or developing as people. Then finally there are the perceived barriers. These barriers could be physical, such as illness or pregnancy, that physically stop the person from participating in exercise, or physiological barriers, such as they don't have the energy or they cannot do it. The serious plan behaviour model is the final model that is used to help us understand why people do and don't participate. As shown on the model above, 3 in a vertical line are the first step. The theory suggests you need the correct attitude towards exercise. The subjective norm must be encouraging you to do sport, and your perceived behavioural control would make it seem easy to exercise. Then after all those are in place, the person must have the intention to exercise. This will then lead to the final behaviour, which is action. What we found about our theories. To try and test the theories, we conducted a survey with people from BASIC. The results we gained, we tried to use to imply different theories and see what works with our data and what doesn't. Let's start with the data we can link to the trans-theoretical model. In relation to the pre-contemplation, 25% of the people asked said they would not exercise regardless of any advice. In regards to contemplation, 100% of people were not contemplating exercise, as they were either exercising currently or had no intention to exercise. None of the data could be applied to the preparation stage, meaning we cannot apply the data to this part of the trans-theoretical model. So if you were to conduct the survey again, we would target some questions directly related to preparation. 75% said they were already in the action phase of the trans-theoretical model, and none of them have ever terminated an exercise program simply because no one has done one. Overall, I believe that it is very difficult for us to apply our data set, as nobody changes stages, which makes it difficult for us to apply the trans-theoretical model. To potentially change this, you would have to collect some more data, as the more people you survey, the more potential answers that could help us apply this theory. Now to move on to the health belief model. When we asked question 17, which was how severe do you think the effects of not exercising are on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being life-threatening, 75% gave an answer of 5 or below, despite listing severe health risks in question 18, leading me to believe that they feel they are not susceptible to these risks. In addition, 50% said that there are health benefits to exercise, and a further 25% said that they saw social benefits. This applies to the health beliefs model under perceived benefits, along with the fact that 50% of people said they would definitely do exercise based on a doctor's recommendation. "75% said that laziness was the most common reason for people not exercising. Only 25% of the barriers that were named by our participants were physical, but 50% were psychological barriers. In conclusion, we have quite a lot of data to link to the health belief model. However, only 25 of the participants asked didn't do sport, meaning that perceived severity and susceptibility were harder to apply. We can combat this just by using a bigger sample of participants. Finally, there is the planned behaviour model. When we collected our data, we had a 50-50 split in positive and negative attitudes to wanting to start exercise. 100% of people who asked that it is hard to start exercise, regardless of motivation. The reasons people said were laziness and boring. 75% said laziness and 25% said boring. The reasons that were given to start exercise were 50-50 for health reasons and social reasons. In conclusion, despite the fact that 100 people said it is hard to start exercising, yet 75% of them do, potentially meaning that this is part of the planned behaviour model that is not that influential. The mention of friends and socialising came up, meaning potentially the social norm section is vital for the participants to exercise. But this is just regarding our data, so if we wanted a bigger picture, we would have to take a bigger sampling of participants.